what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Stacks graphic novel spectacular. That was for those of you who missed our super loud speed round. There was one of you that wrote in about that, so there you go. A little more shouting. As we said, this is a graphic novel special for you guys, so we're going to spend a little more time talking about these books. We're going to be talking about Black Hole, Aqua Leung, and Chumble, Spuzz, Kill the Devil. We're also going to have a little bit of a panel discussion later on in the show.
Who's on the panel today?
Yeah, who's on the panel?
I'll reveal to you who's on the panel later, but let's say it's these two guys. And
What an exciting change.
I like that panel.
yeah, no, it's good.
My favorite panel.
So also, our new logo, very exciting.
Yeah.
We blew the whole budget on these, so
It was great.
I hope
Last
you enjoyed
episode,
it.
we asked you guys to advertise, and we got like $2 million, and we were able to create a graphical representation of play school letters on our black cloth table.
So this is just a sample of what you could be getting.
Yeah. Your idea here.
We also digitally made ourselves shinier than usual.
Yeah, it's true.
So
That
be sure
ain't
to check
easy.
us out in HD to get the full glare.
Oh,
All right, let's
man.
move
The
on to
secret,
books.
the
Wow.
secret is
Sweaty
baby oil. The secret is baby oil.
We spent like hours just glistening.
Greasing each other up.
He's got a little left over.
All right.
First of all, the nice folks over at Pantheon were good enough to get us copies of Black Hole by Charles Burns. It was just released in softcover a couple of weeks ago. What did you guys think about this?
Really tripped out.
Yeah,
I
I
was
loved
like,
it.
Whoa.
It's great. The art's fantastic.
I didn't know that girls had tails. Anybody else knew that?
Yeah, spoiler.
That's the
Girls Have
concept.
Tails.
Yeah. Spoiler for life.
Yeah.
Young men out there.
It's a fantastic
I was-
book with incredible art. It's basically the idea of, I don't know exactly how to put this, but if STDs, or the idea of having sex, you know, feeling bad about having sex, an STD, something like that.
It's a nice
worry about
allegory
that
to like being
Yeah,
uncomfortable about
it's
sex
changed
as a teen,
is changed into some sort of physical deformity you get that can vary from person to person.
like a mutating skin.
Yeah,
face.
exactly. And, you know, it follows a couple of characters that this teen plague, I guess if you want to call it that, go through.
Yeah, it's really nice that it explores that world. It takes place in the 70s, which you get to see a lot of that environment.
Yeah, you could tell.
It explores in such a great way. You really identify with the characters. At least I did growing up the way that I did.
Really? Did you hang out by a lake and then smoke a lot of weed?
I dated a girl with a tail.
I think
okay, I
see what you meant.
what he does here, which is really nice, is he sets up different characters for each different type of person to relate to. You know,
Yes.
there is the sort of, there's the outcast nerd, there's the really
Not me.
outcast nerd, not you.
Not me.
There's the cool guy that has a little more going on under the surface, I think.
Yeah.
And there's a girl.
Yeah, with a tail.
That's Pete for you.
Who likes to have sex.
Yeah, it's great. It's a really, really beautifully rendered book. He wrote this over the course of, I think it was at least 10 or 12 years, something like that.
I could tell. It's a thick book, man.
A lot of pages.
That's
lot
exactly
of
what I
pages
meant.
to get through.
Is you could really see sort of a developing style and a developing story. And it's very free form in terms of how it moves, but it all ties together very nicely. And there's some beautiful scenes, especially towards the end.
Yeah, it's very original, very different. I couldn't put it down.
Yeah.
Definitely get it.
I definitely enjoyed it for those reasons that you guys said. I still was just a little too tripped out by it to really get into it.
Like you went on a magical journey.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
do you feel like it was a little too much away from the real world, is what you're saying? Or
Well, no. I could see what they were trying to do, and I thought it was a cool idea and a good point and really well done. I just wasn't that into it as far.
Also, he was on acid when he read it.
Yeah, which
Just
really
like he is now.
I don't recommend.
Yeah, don't.
hey, if you want to host a show, get on some acid.
Get away. Yeah.
Oh man, don't
All
give
right,
away all our secrets.
This is a sweet
Oh,
trip.
man,
we're all
I'm just
on.
like pulling back the curtain, you guys.
There's an actual curtain.
Here is a super, super advanced preview for you guys of a graphic novel. It's actually
two
not coming out
supers, in case you're-
until, well, it's not coming out until the end of April, and I know some of you hate when we review stuff so far in advance,
Right.
but this book is too good. Go on Amazon right now and pre-order it. It's Aqua Leung,
Yeah,
it's awesome.
which is from one half of the guys who did a great book called Amazing Joy Buzzards, which if you've never picked that up, awesome, really fun book. This is even better. It's so fantastic. It's basically... I mean, essentially, it's almost like an Aquaman story in a way. You know, it's
Yeah, it definitely maps.
mixed
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
Superman story,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least at the beginning. But it gets
An
so
indie
far away from
Aquaman.
There's
that.
some SpongeBob SquarePants in there as well. I like to
Yeah,
think.
a little bit of a pineapple.
Yeah.
Under the sea, you know?
No, honestly, like it takes place underwater. It follows a character who is sent as a boy. His parents are killed, kind of Superman style, and then he's thrown up into the surface world and has to then make his way back down into the underwater world, become strong, and then fight for his kingdom. And it's cool. It's like a badass SpongeBob SquarePants, to be honest. It's partially, in a good way.
It's funny. It's an incredibly realized world, just both in terms of the writing and the art.
Yeah,
it starts off very simply, and it's confusing at the beginning, but it's only confusing because there's so much information they're putting out there that doesn't really start to pay off until towards the end.
It's a good kind of confusing.
And I felt the same way. I was like, oh, I'm not into this. And then when it starts to pay off, it's like, oh, great, and I can't wait to read more.
It's so good.
Like, I've never thought a lobster was, like, radical, but there are some radical lobsters
There are
in
some
here.
awesome battle lobsters.
Yeah.
There's also octopuses, totally cool. I say cool because they're cool and they're cute. But it's great. It's also really funny. And the art, as we said, gorgeous. Yeah. Incredibly gorgeous. It's kind of sort of a
Scott Pilgrim-esque.
Yeah, there's definitely a Scott Pilgrim manga influence kind of style going on there. But those of you who don't like manga, don't be scared of it because the colors are amazing. Really build out this world. The full page splashes that happen throughout the book, I think, are incredible.
Yeah. I like that they defeat crabs by crushing them with hammers, just like we do as humans.
Yeah, that's very funny.
When we're hungry.
Yeah, they do a lot in this book. It tells the story of the kid and then also the tough life of the crab. They talk about slavery a little bit and kind of reference the underground, railroad. I mean, they really do a lot with this book, and it's really well done, very fun, very smart.
Yeah, if we gave stars, I would give this 5 out of 5.
Wow.
We don't give stars.
No, sorry.
No, we don't.
No stars.
After the break, we're going to have a review of a new slave labor graphic novel, Chumble Spuzz, and we're going to have that panel discussion.
Oh, God.
Man.
Buckle up. God, there's going to be
tuned, guys.
crazy
Can't wait to
people
see who's
here.
on the panel.
Every day, your finger makes countless selfish clicks. How about a couple for your friends? It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. And then you can get back to whatever it was you were doing.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. It is time to reveal who is on the panel for today. Ooh. And it is Pete.
Oh, man.
And Alex.
Yeah.
And that's it! Yeah! All right. Finally,
All right.
I love The Punisher. I haven't said it forever, but The Punisher is the most amazing. Batman, fantastic. I love things where people kill other people and rip their nuts off. That's my favorite thing. Oh.
You love nut ripping? That's your favorite?
I love nut ripping. Oh, man. It was the nut ripping. Loving nut ripping. Okay. Good. I'm glad. That always gets me picked for things.
Hey, how about that Chumble Spuzz?
Yes, Chumble Spuzz. You guys want to talk about that?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. Chumble Spuzz from Slave Labor Graphics. This is actually out right now, as opposed to the thing we mentioned before, which you can't get into the future. What'd you guys think about this?
Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, it's a funny book.
I laughed out loud a number of times reading this. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it reminded me of when I went to the fair in my youth.
What?
I was living upstate New York.
This is sort of the first volume. It's not exactly an anthology, but it's a couple of short connected stories following these wacky characters.
They are wacky.
They're wacky characters.
Modern
This
day
first one's
Ren and
called
Stimpy.
Kill the Devil. Yeah, it is very Ren and Stimpy. It's also very much in the tradition of slave labor graphics books like Johnny the Homicidal Maniac and Squee. And while I wouldn't put it on the same level as those, for those of you who have read them,
It's not as good as Squee.
You don't think it's...
Squee is awesome. Don't make fun of
I'm
me.
not knocking Squee.
I'm not...
It's a great word to say.
I'm just saying that,
All right.
Squee?
Okay, guys.
Really,
like
Squee?
I sense some nut ripping coming up
I'm
here.
going to rip your nuts off. And I'm going to eat them.
Oh, come on.
Speaking of which,
Good for proteins. Good protein.
that's the sort of humor you will get in this book. I was giving a demonstration.
Yeah, it was. Nice work.
It's
nice save.
it's fun. I liked the second story in the book a lot better than the first, I would say. The first one is about a devil pig. There's some funny moments in it.
Yeah.
Funny
but
pig
it definitely
lines.
feels a little derivative for me. It really feels like they're getting the reels turning.
Yeah.
And then the second one, which is about a chicken that really wants cookies. But the only way he can get it is from a blood bank, and so he ends up ingesting all of this blood and turning into a vampire, and then eating Cookie Monster.
Yeah, Cookie Monster shows up and he's crazy.
It's all over the place, but it is
You like that stuff?
It's really just silly fun. It is
But
hilarious.
in an enjoyable way.
Yeah, it really is.
I liked it. I definitely by the end of the volume, I would be turning in for the next issue, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I really liked just the way they kind of used different. It was 3 separate stories, but there was kind of like a common thread, and it was just the voices of the character are great. You can get behind them. You know exactly what they're all about. It's nonstop fun, and there's a lot of nice little non sequitur jokes and stuff like that. It's just great.
Yeah. So we would say definitely pick it up. Okay, let's move on to the all-exciting panel. We're going to talk about just a general kind of topic, since we're talking about graphic novels today, is what graphic novels we're reading right now. A number of you have been asking us about that. So let's get to it, guys.
Yeah.
I just picked up Casanova Luxuria, the first collection. It just came out in softcover. It's great. It's all over the place as well, and that's a collection. And I think they're on the 5th issue. Just came out last Wednesday of the next arc, which is great. Also reading Details by Gabriel Ba and his brother, Tales from Brazil, which is really awesome as well.
Yeah. Since Why the Last Man finished up, I decided to go back and reread the graphic novels, because I bought all the comics. I didn't pick up the graphic novels, but because it was so well done, I wanted to go back and get the graphic novels, because it's just going to be...
Is it as enjoyable the second time around, would you say?
Yeah, and it's just great rereading it, being like, it just more things clicked because it went on for so long.
You can tell the different Beths apart, perhaps?
No,
Still
probably.
I just finished up Battle Royale Ultimate Edition number 2, which is a collection of 3 volumes of the manga, the English translation. I don't read Japanese.
What?
Oh, really?
Yeah, sorry, you guys.
Oh, God.
But,
Philistine.
I have to say, I was actually a little disappointed with this. I know we're supposed to talk about stuff we're really liking, but some of the images in it are a little too grotesque. Some of the art is a little confusing. And unfortunately, there was a problem. I don't know those of you who have read Battle Royale, but there was a problem with the translation where they didn't know how the book ended when they started doing the English translation.
I would have figured that out.
So
if I was translating it.
The biggest problem, though, is that there are things that contradict in the very volume. It's a very loose adaptation, and just based on while you're reading it, that don't make sense, character things that don't fit.
Were you reading my translation, or?
Yeah.
Oh, mine, I made up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, the one where you erase the stuff.
It's always about you. It's always about you.
All of the characters are like, Justin is awesome. I love Justin. Oh my God, let's battle for Justin's
That's
love.
mostly
Don't
from
let
the
them
Japanese
translate
version.
your books.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don't let them translate your stuff for you. Got me in a lot of trouble.
I
just
translated
as
a lot of Pete's books from English to Pete English.
Just to say, and then it was all like, rah, 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 rah. I want to rip your nuts. That's the stuff you already said.
You said that.
You're a big fan of Never.
Just very
Different
quickly,
panel.
as a continuation of this second sort of question, doesn't have to be your favorite graphic novel of all time, but one of your favorites of all time that you definitely highly recommend to people. And I think we'll just go down. We'll say Watchmen, Sandman.
Yeah, we don't have to say those.
Yeah.
We're all cool here, right? We're all cool with this clubhouse, right, guys?
I would actually say Superman for All Seasons by Tim Sale and Jeff Loeb. I'm not a huge Superman fan. One of my favorite things of all time. The coloring in that book is beautiful, and it's not the coloring that Justin did, which is not that
That's
good.
over top of it. It's mostly scribbles. I liked Aquaman Time and Tide is one of my favorites. Great collection of the 4-issue series.
I'm completely blanking on the title of mine.
Book Hunter?
Yes, Book Hunter. Thank you. We were talking about it before. Fantastic. Book Hunter. I can't recommend it.
It's about a
enough.
librarian.
Dude, don't. You haven't read it, all right? So you can't judge it at all. It's fantastic. Written by a math genius, okay?
Written by a math genius?
Why don't you write it about a librarian then and not another math?
Dude, check it out. Check it out. I'm telling you.
Check it out.
Cool.
Hey, wait.
This stack.
Oh, no, you guys. Come on.
What happened?
Yeah, I paid $3,000 to put that advertisement there.
That's much cheaper than what we initially paid.
I know somebody in the show.
All right.
guys suck.
If you guys have a
suck.
favorite
You
graphic
suck.
novel that you think we may not have read,
Oh, Raspberry Wabbit.
listen, if you guys have a favorite graphic novel that you think maybe...
Don't make fun of people with wisps.
I'm not. I'm paying tribute to them.
Oh, okay,
Guys,
good.
60% of our fans have lisps. So.
That's why I'm paying tribute to them.
There you go.
All right, if you have a
Finally.
favorite
It's an
graphic
homage.
novel, one that you like...
Finally.
From all time, definitely let us know. Also, a reminder, as you probably saw, there are 3 shows this week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you like that, if you want to see more of that, pass the show around, post on your blog, etc., and hopefully we'll get to do this every single day of the week, 30 times a day. We'll just be in a studio, live, talking
each
about
other.
comic books nonstop.
Would you spell their P?
Pizza.
All right, Pete's got to go. go to sleep. But
Beat
you,
sleeping.
give us a call and write into tips@pulpsecret.com and comment here right below the episode. We will see you guys next time.
Good night, folks.
Yeah, we'll see you guys.